It's a happy time for us, dear Marlena.
Oh, just think. This will be the first time the twins are together to celebrate their birthday with all our family. Adora's friends even came from far off Etheria, and they're all helping to decorate.
Hello, this is OptimusSolo, and welcome to the 81st chapter in our Powers of Grayskull series. With me for this special journey into the Masters of the Universe franchise is, of course, TFG1Mike. How are we doing, Mr. California Man?
Oh, I'm never leaving.
California.
Yep. Welcome to the OC, bitch. So yes, I am currently on a California Christmas vacation with my fiance. She and her mom live out here, San Diego area of California. This is my first time ever being in California, like in my lifetime, and I gotta say, Hollywood paints a really, really different picture than what California really is. It's nice out here. It's great. The weather's fantastic, except this morning it was like, I don't know, 32 degrees.
Don't talk to me. Don't speak to me. Don't complain about the weather.
Between you, Steve, my buddy Jesse, who works at the radio station in Louisville there, all of you are mad at me, because it's like, hey, I'm waking up to a 50-degree morning.
Yeah, I woke up to negative double digits today.
And the cool thing about this is, and I never thought of this, I've always been a proponent of, oh my god, the Eastern time zone is the only time zone that matters, because that's the only time I've known my entire life. I mean, I've lived in Central, and that was just weird. That was Mississippi, thankfully, not Illinois.
Illinois is much better.
Yeah.
So you're finally starting to see the light is what you're getting to.
When it comes to California and the Pacific time zone, oh hell yeah. Because I can get all my podcasting done before 10 p.m. Pacific time.
There you go.
Because most of the time we record, for those that know, we record 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for the most part on any of the GCRN shows. And living here in California, that's 7, 8 p.m. So, hey.
If it's your old man, you're turning into an old man stylings.
I just had dinner at 4:30.
Oh, my Lord.
So, yes, we are here, and we are here because it is a Festivus for the rest. Oh, wait, no, that's Seinfeld. The end-all, be-all He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special. This is one hell of a series. Huh?
We get to celebrate everything that we've gone through so far, and not celebrate what we're about to do. So,
it's funny you say that because we were really pissed last time with episode 80 with Swifty's baby. We were really pissed with that ending. I gotta say, as much grief as this damn thing gets, the Christmas special, this was a better ending to She-Ra than Swifty's baby.
That's saying something, folks. Yeah, it's the last time we get to talk about Filmation as far as like the actual new content. Besides our wrap-up show where we kind of break down all the She-Ra. Otherwise, it's turning a page to a different type of He-Man, if you want to call it that.
It's a new adventure next year, folks.
It will be a new adventure.
Mm-hmm.
In every sense of the way, of the word.
If you guys have noticed in the editing recently, in the last, I'd say, between the double episodes 76, 77, and 78, 79, 80, I've sprinkled in a bit of new adventures here and there, because I have, at home in Kentucky, I have the audio clips of the new adventures of He-Man will be back. I have the bumper things, so I've been kind of sprinkling those in to get people ready, and see, the thing is, folks, and we'll say this again later in episode 83 when we start New Adventures, but when New Adventures starts for us, we're two people that are not in the same pod when it comes to the series. I saw this series as a kid, and I'm still jaded as hell, and you have never seen this before, so the next arc for the Powers of Grayskull series, folks, is going to be extremely interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be a new adventure. Now we have to
celebrate Skeletor being a good guy. Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah. Are you ready for this?
surprisingly, compared to Swifty's Baby, I'm excited for this.
He's excited for this Christmas special. Hopefully you guys are excited for one more episodic review in the Filmation series. Man, I guess it's finally time for the last time. Where are we going back to? Are we going back to Etheria, Eternia? We're going back to both of them. I'll go to Eternia, you go to Etheria. We'll meet up in somewhere in the middle.
We'll meet up on Earth.
Sounds good.
That skull-faced scoundrel has damaged my ship. Now I'll have to turn back. But first, I'll make sure that he doesn't go anywhere.
We're going down! I'll get you for that, Hordak! We'll have to crash land in that snow!
Swiftwind, are you all right?
Yes, but where are the children?
Skeletor got away with them. But don't worry. Now that you're free, we'll get them back. Let's go, brother!
Drat that Hordak! He'll be back with reinforcements! Well, we won't be here! Get moving, you two. We have a long walk ahead of us.
I don't think we can move. It's awfully cold.
I said move! Move it!
Please, mister, be nice. It's Christmas time.
Christmas time? What's that?
It's a season of love and joy and caring.
Ah, is that what Christmas is? No wonder Horde Prime wants to get rid of it. A season of love, caring, joy? Yeah, what a disgusting idea. Well, there's no Christmas spirit here. Now get moving, you two, before Hordak comes back.
I'm sorry, mister, but we're so cold.
So you're cold. Oh, blast it.
Oh, I'm warm again. Thank you, Mr. Skeletor. You are very kind.
Kind? Never use that word around me. Now get moving.
Oh, wait. I have to get Relay.
No. Leave him.
But he'll freeze. We have to.
I said leave him. Now move.
Please.
Oh, blast it. I don't know what's coming over me. But whatever it is, I don't like it. Oh, stop licking my face, you dratted dog. Get away from me. You're drowning me. Get off.
And go whenever you're ready.
So we have He-Man and She-Ra, a Christmas special. It was a Christmas television special based on, obviously, the animated series He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, as well as She-Ra, Princess of Power, originally broadcast in syndication December 25th, 1985. So this is actually right towards the beginning of She-Ra's run, towards the, I guess, the end of He-Man's run. So kind of general crossover to get everybody into the She-Ra series, I guess, is the main premise behind this. It's the only time they ever did anything like this, and obviously we are dealing with a crossover of both worlds. So basically, I guess Adam and Adora's birthday coincides with Earth's Christmas celebration. So that's kind of the backdrop here, is that we have Adam and Adora getting ready for a birthday party, and then we have the Orko causing mischief ending up on Earth, introduced to some kids, introduced to the tradition of Christmas, bringing them back to Eternia, where we deal with the hijinks of the actual episode. It's written by Don Heckman and Bob Forward. So, Mike, what is your initial reaction to this Christmas special?
I'm going to piss a lot of people off with what I'm about to say.
Oh, joy.
He-Man and She-Ra are the male and female Jesus of Etheria and Eternia.
Yeah, I guess so. They were born on Christmas. That's where they get their power from, I guess. They're alien Jesuses. But
it's better than alien turtles.
I didn't mention, but we obviously get a slew of characters in this episode. So just to kind of break
Everybody's
down,
here.
Since we've been doing it for all the other ones. So as far as the He-Man side, we get He-Man and Adam, obviously, Orko, Man-at-Arms, Teela, and, the King and the Queen. We got Skeletor. That's just about it. There wasn't many of the well, I guess you can call Multibot, Rattler, Too Bad, and Spikor the minions.
Yeah, they were there. And plus, in the background, you got Bo and Flutterina and...
Well, yeah, I hadn't talked about the She-Ra people yet. And then for She-Ra, we got She-Ra, Princess Adora, obviously, Hordak. Then we got Glimmer, Mermista, Peekaboo, Flutterina, Perfuma, Swiftwind, Catra. Not a lot more of the good characters than the bad characters in this one. Outside of the main focus between Skeletor and Hordak, they kind of are just tertiary characters. We don't get a lot of, there's no Beastman, there's no Merman.
Yeah, it's more of a cameo for everybody than it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to get your opinion real quick on the people that they chose to include in this special and how you felt about it, because the first thing I think about when I get these He-Man She-Ra crossovers, and especially like in grand fashion like this one is were we going to get chances for certain characters to be side by side? Like, would we get a Grizzlor and a Beastman next to each other? Would we get a Merman and a Mermista next to each other? So how did you feel about the characters that they chose to include in this one?
I felt it was okay. I mean, I know everybody tears this thing to shreds. Like, it's the worst Christmas special in the history of Christmas specials. I'm here to tell you, folks, I just completed 25 days of Tooncast Beyond Christmas. This ain't the worst ever that we've ever had. I mean,
it's not good.
It's just not. When it comes to the characters, I like the character matchups. I think it's fun. I think it's funny. We've said for the last 4.5, 5 years, Hordak versus Skeletor is comedy gold because they can't stand each other and they both bring interesting powers to their battles with each other.
I think that's a highlight. Obviously, the Skeletor-Hordak matchup is good, especially when Horde Prime kind of puts them into competition. I think we've always enjoyed the He-Man She-Ra dynamic, and you do get Orko and Cowl dancing at one point, but I don't know. I wish that there would have been something else that we could have gotten. Like, I don't know what it would have been, but just some more pairing off, or some more versus battles, or some more interactions between a character here and a character there. Like, let Bo and Teela interact. Let some of these types of things happen. Let Stratos interact with somebody. Let Evil Lyn and Catra interact. Like, that would have been cool. So I think they missed a couple opportunities, but I do like the Hordak Skeletor and the He-Man She-Ra, obviously.
And this is the second only time that we've ever heard anything about Earth. The only other time we did was back in He-Man with the Rainbow Warrior, where we got Marlena's origin.
Right.
Because Marlena's from Earth, so...
Well, it wasn't... They at least acknowledged that she is the one from Earth, and they kind of kept that continuity together as far as her knowing the Christmas and Earth and that type of stuff. So I'm glad at least I got that right. What were the things that you said this isn't the worst, so what were the things you liked the best about the Christmas special? Because I think you have a long list.
Honestly, when I watched this back... Okay, so when we went into this, you had pretty much said you hadn't watched She-Ra in 30-some-odd years or something or other.
Yeah.
And I had seen several episodes here and there, but I hadn't seen everything. This is one of those things that I have not watched since I was a kid. I just refuse to watch it because it never really stuck out for me as a Christmas special that I must watch. You look at Charlie Brown, you look at, some people will, some people won't, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, The Grinch, Frosty, the original Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph, Year Without a Santa Claus. Those to me are Christmas specials when it comes to animated cartoons. This is a Christmas special, but this is one that I have never absolutely felt that I needed to watch because I think it's because that everybody has shit on it for the last 10 years that I've been online. Everybody has had such a negative opinion about this that it has just forced me to just not even care to even watch it.
Yeah, I've seen it one other time. I saw it when I captured all the images for Behind the Voice Actor, so I'd seen it once, maybe, I don't know, like 3 years ago or so, something like that. So I had a vague memory of it, but yeah, I don't remember it from my childhood at all. But, I mean, what moment stood out to you, though? What did you like the best, or did you...
Honestly, everything with Skeletor. I know that's horrible and bad, but you have Skeletor becoming a good guy, and he hates that he has to become a good guy, because you basically make him a babysitter to these two Earth kids once he kidnaps them from Orko.
Right.
And you pretty much put Hordak in the main villain role, which, up until the end of She-Ra, those last 10 episodes of She-Ra, he was pretty much the comedy relief, and now in this, Skeletor is the comedy relief, because until I looked at the information of the fact that this was released before the series started, I was viewing this as an afterthought, as something that came after the ending of She-Ra. Like, this was like in 1988, even though I know it's not. And the Skeletor moments just made this so enjoyable for me.
Yeah, I think for me that's one of the highlights too. Like, I don't have a lot of positive things to say, I guess. I'm going to be a little bit harder on it than you are, but like I said, the interaction between Hordak and Skeletor, especially Skeletor, make it worth it, just to view at least once. And I do like the combination of the two worlds. Obviously, when they cross over, there is potential, even if it's not always followed through with. And I do like that the writers are familiar names that somewhat know the universe, so that they're getting certain things right. I also liked the musical combos that they did. They did some mixing of the themes and things like that, so it kind of was part She-Ra, part He-Man musically. So I appreciated that. And I guess there was a cute machine dog in it. But that's about all I have positive to say about it.
For me, after our journey here throughout Filmation, I don't know what it is, folks. I'll be 37 2 months after we release this. And in my 37 years, however the hell long I've been watching the Filmation He-Man and She-Ra cartoons, the only time as an adult male that I will break down into tears of joy, for the most part, for a damn cartoon, is when they do the double transformation. Because it is just, I don't know what it is, it just takes me back to that, being 10 years old in 1990 and watching reruns of both these shows in syndication. You got Orko starring here, which is fine. Everybody, for me, Orko gets a bad rap. He's not that horrible of a sidekick character. He really isn't. I mean, folks, just go look at Scott and T-Bob. They're way worse than Orko. Does Orko have his moments where he is so grating on your nerves? Yeah, sure, he does. But
this wasn't one of those episodes, though.
Yeah, this wasn't one of those times, and it's not like, okay, yes, he did jump in the thing. Yes, he did press the button. But, they did that so the plot could further. Because if he didn't do that, if you didn't have Orko in there, a character that most everybody on the general aspect of him enjoys. Most people, I think, deep down, enjoy certain aspects of Orko's characteristics and characterization. And if you had an annoying kid like Cousin Jeremy or Cousin Ed Weiner or whatever, for me, it wouldn't have the same joy as it had. Because it's Orko. You're like, it's Orko. What's he going to do now? Oh, of course, he's going to get in the spaceship, and that's how we're going to eventually end up on Earth. And, I really, really enjoyed it. And the fact that the kids have to explain to Orko what the hell Christmas is, that's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear that pause in your voice because I know that this is going to lead into the Snake Mountain moments or
Fright Zone.
I don't
Snake
know
Mountain
what the hell
is transported into the Fright Zone, and it's just man.
Yeah, something.
There's some things to complain about though that we got to point out. So I get that the swords can be thrown, and I get that that's a thing. Even though at one point She-Ra threw it off into the oblivion, but
oh, don't even get me started.
But when you throw a sword, you might be lucky enough for it to like stab into something and kind of stick, like you throw it in the ground and it sticks in the ground or something like that.
Right,
but you're not going to throw it and then have it magically be at the right angle to like cut like 4 things off in a row. Like,
right.
So I hate it when they do that. So that was stupid. Okay, so He-Man is on his vehicle, and yep. She-Ra is on Swiftwind, and they're going, and then they jump off and they do this, that, and the other. I get that Swiftwind can just stay there. Like, he can fly around, he can, tread water, for lack of a better term, and kind of stay where he needs to be. Why is He-Man's vehicle floating in sky?
That was a sky sled,
yeah, but it doesn't have autopilot to just float, does it? To just...
Do we know that it doesn't have auto? I don't remember if the sky sleds don't.
It seemed weird that it was just magically still there. The Beast Monster. Okay, I watched the He-Man She-Ra Christmas special with Amanda, and because I'm like, hey, it's Christmas time, you can watch this with me or whatever.
You can suffer through it if I have to suffer through whatever Christmas special you enjoy, right?
Yeah, She even turned to me when they said the term Beast Monster, and she's like, what, they couldn't decide if it was a beast or a monster? They just wanted to combine. Like, that's a terrible name. Like, the Beast Monster. And that's my biggest problem with this episode is you're doing a crossover between these two worlds. That means there's tons of bad characters to choose from. I don't need Beast Monsters. I don't need Monstroids. I don't need any type of creature that we are not aware of. Just give me Skeletor, Hordak, and their minions. Like, I don't need these artificial bad guys that we're going to meet just for this episode. So, I mean, I might be forgiving if you did like an abominable snowman because it's a Christmas-themed episode. So I would give you that, like a Yeti or something like that. But I don't need a beast monster. Like, that's just comical. Okay, so they need a crystal. I mean, it's just a MacGuffin, but Man-at-Arms needs a crystal, but it's not anywhere on Eternia. It's only on Etheria. That's fine. That gives them a reason to go to Etheria. But why did you invent something that is only powered by something that doesn't exist on your planet? Like, that just seems foolish. Like, you've entered crazy inventor status at that point. And okay, so he does the portal thing, and that's going to be his way back from Earth to Eternia. So he tells Orko to stand in the light, right? So Orko stands in the light, but it doesn't just transport the people standing in the light, it transports the whole ship. So, number one, why did they need to stand in the light? And number two, why did it, if they needed to stand in the light, why did it transport the entire ship and not just those that were standing in the light? So,
yeah,
I didn't get that part. And why did Orko bring the kids with? Here, kids, just come with me to a completely different universe. That'll get us closer to finding your parents. Like, that was just, why? Why would you do that, Orko?
I can't explain the transportation part with the, stand in the light and blah, blah, blah. As far as bringing the kids back to Etheria, Eternia, wherever the hell, we had to be, because Marlena is there, and she wants to be able to show Adam and Adora what the hell Christmas is, so they then have to actually write a plot and execute a plot to get Orko to
It should have been it should have been a mistake, though. It shouldn't have been I intentionally brought these kids back. It should have been like we had to transport them right at the second and the kids happen to be standing too close or something. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, kids, come with me as I take you off of your planet. Okay, and then, like I said, I felt there was too many side characters. Between the Manchines and the Monstroids and the Beast Monster and all of this stuff. Like, I don't need any of them here. I don't need any of them.
I think this is the most we've seen of the Monstroids. I know we saw them one other time, but like this whole special is like the most we've ever seen.
And then they try to turn them into Transformers, and it's just terrible. But let's not ignore the worst part of this entire episode.
Uh-oh.
When He-Man and She-Ra try to turn themselves into a musical. That Christmas song was not good. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever heard, but it was not good. And it was just, I get it, it's a Christmas episode, you want to be cheerful and whatnot, but Bo as Mr. Peter, Paul, and Mary himself, and then the kids singing, no, please no, never again. And my last complaint, and this was obvious to Amanda as well, you have these two kids, right? And they're very much portrayed as just these regular kids on Earth. The girl is blonde hair and blue eyes, all right?
They're Nazis, yeah.
But the boy's name is Miguel. Okay.
They're Mexican Nazis.
He does not have any type of accent. He does not look like he has that type of ethnicity. Them calling him Miguel is the weirdest character name choice I think I've ever seen in one of these cartoons. Like, you see the mom and dad, you see the daughter or the sister. Why is his name Miguel?
What was the sister's name?
Alicia
okay.
and Miguel. Because that's often a pairing of brothers and sisters' names.
I can't even imagine, no.
So that's my issues. There's a lot of things that are head scratchers on this one, but man, maybe since it's a Christmas special, I'll give it a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, and I did enjoy Skeletor. I did enjoy...
I mean, come on. Okay, yeah, I agree with you on everything you pointed out that you didn't like. I fully agree. But that still doesn't make this the worst Christmas special.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's the worst Christmas special. I'm just saying if we're...
No, I know you didn't, but everybody else in the world seems to think, as I said before, that this is the worst thing ever, and it's not.
But if we're stacking it up just against the episodes of these series that we've seen, it wouldn't be in the top half. For me.
No, it wouldn't be, but it was better than Swifty's Baby, at least.
It didn't make me cuss.
Yeah.
So.
No. And Skeletor, like I said, I mean, him lifting up the dog, lifting up the puppy, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be good. I like being evil.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Skeletor stuff was gold. Like that was fun. He's seen him go against Hordak, seen him somewhat be the good character, seeing him with the kid that won't, that he has to drag behind him and kind of melts his cold heart or whatever. All that stuff's good. I just think it could have been wrapped up in a little bit better of a package with more of the other characters, less of these weird characters, and less of these weird, I don't need this whole crystal thing, and I don't need a MacGuffin in this episode. I just need there to be a conflict between good and bad, and then there to be some Christmas things sprinkled in, I guess. I don't know. Bob Forward and Don Heckman should have been able to do a little bit better in this.
See, that's what I don't understand, is you take one of the best writers in Bob Forward, whether it's this series or not, the man has done amazing stuff in his career, and you take one of the worst writers.
I don't know if he's one of the worst, but
one of, not the worst, but one.
Well, it's also two people though that have written a lot of episodes, so they should have a good handle on these things. And you would think they've written He-Man and they've written She-Ra, and now you get a chance to kind of combine some things that you would do more than insert all of these other characters. I mean, there's a dozen characters that are not members of any of He-Man or She-Ra's or Skeletor's or Hordak's party.
Right, yeah. I think the worst thing for me is, if you're going to do a PSA at the end of this, don't do one and end it with Orko. I love Orko, people, but come on now. The end of this, Prince Adam and Orko give us a very special Christmas moral. Adam states that though we celebrate it and get presents, Christmas is about caring and sharing and goodwill, and its spirit is within all of us. And of course, in fun fashion, Orko states that what makes him really happy on Christmas is presents.
Yeah.
Well,
I think what was interesting about that PSA though is it was somewhat ahead of its time because not saying that I adhere to this or not or agree or disagree, but that was a PSA was very careful to be politically correct and not take a side or a stance. They don't.
yeah.
They talk about Christmas spirit and feelings and things like that, but they don't get into religion at all, which is kind of weird because it would be something I would more expect out of the cartoon these days than something back in the 80s.
Yeah, because that was the whole part of the special is I just watched this, a couple days before we recorded it again, and I don't remember them specifically mentioning Jesus Christ or any. They mention Santa and presents more than they mention any kind of religious aspects
Right.
to it.
I mean, they do mention there's some religious aspects when they're retelling the story to Orko, but in the PSA they were very careful not to go there. It was kind of interesting to see them make that choice. But I mean, yeah, it's not the worst Christmas special probably that exists, but it's definitely not the best. It's always interesting to see the crossover aspects of it, but I wouldn't recommend this to most people. I wouldn't recommend this. I wouldn't recommend the Swifties Baby. I would just recommend watching I honestly think the best way to view these series is for us to tell people which episodes to watch. Like, we'll give you the 20 episodes to watch in each series and keep it at that. Don't watch anything else to taint the opinions or to waste your time. Like, we'll give you the highlights. That's how these series should be watched. The best of, and then move on.
Yeah, that's very true. Because I was really expecting a hell of a lot more out of She-Ra Season 2 than what we got, and we'll talk about that next time around with the recap and stuff. But with this Christmas special, is it something, as I said before, that I'm going to add every year? Hell no. Is it something I can watch every 5 years, maybe? Maybe? But, I mean, I've only watched it twice in my lifetime, and at this point, I'm so burnt out on anything She-Ra, I want nothing to do with any of this stuff anymore. I still love the classic, like I said, outside of Secret of the Sword, I still love a lot of the good episodes of He-Man, but I don't even know if I can count on my hand 10 good episodes that are not crossovers of She-Ra.
No, we'll find out when we start doing the breakdown here for the wrap-up show. I think Season 2 did have some good moments, but I don't want to get into it too much here. But it wasn't a complete letdown, but the last episode was definitely a letdown. So, not a good note to end on. I guess we'll consider this the end note instead. It's not quite as bad of an end note. Even though there is singing, which was not a good note.
What would you rate this one?
Oh, man. Out of Crystal Castles, or however we're going to rate it, out of 5, I would probably give this like a 2.5.
I gotta give it a 3.5 for Skeletor. That's all that I almost, until you mentioned it, and then like I said, even though I saw this like a day ago or so before we recorded this, I forgot about the friggin' singing. I really did. But I mean, Skeletor alone, yeah. This Christmas special is all about the villain.
So what are you giving it?
3.5.
All right, a little higher than me, on the other side of the middle mark. But it's not a 4, it's not a 5, it's not a 1. It's just kind of middle ground for me. A little bit less than you, but 2.5, 3.5 is not an outstanding ringing endorsement either way.
No, not really. So yeah, folks, next time around, we're going to release this on Christmas Eve, hopefully. If I can get it edited by then. And after that, we're going to come back in January, late January, early February. We're going to give you the recap show, and then we're going to take some time off until the summer of 2017, because we need to do pre-production on the new adventures of He-Man.
Dun, dun, dun.
Somebody shoot me now. So that's what's going on. I want to, thank everybody that's listened to these 82, 83 episodes. Well, yeah, 82, counting the recap, which is out next month. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. It's been a fun 4.5, 5 years, and next year we're going to close it out with new adventures in 2002. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. What would you like to say before we get the flock out of here?
Just hopefully you've enjoyed the Filmation aspect of the series. We'll be back with all the stats and all the data and give you a recommendation on which episodes you should definitely check out from this series if you haven't been watching them along with us. But it should be a fun little wrap-up, and we'll hold on to it as long as we can until we are forced out of, our cold, hard grass to turn our attention to this New Adventures nonsense. I'm hoping it's better than I think it's going to be. It's completely different because we went into both He-Man and She-Ra excited, and it might not have lived up to our expectations, but at least we were optimistic, we were positive, we had a good outlook. I do not for this one, so maybe because my expectations are so low, maybe it'll surprise me and be at least serviceable.
Right, yeah. So as we close this out, folks, I have a pug that is, if you hear her in the background, she's running around everywhere. Come here, Gracie. So, yeah, I'm on vacation, folks. So, as I said, He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special, every 5 or 6 years or so, maybe not that often. And we got a whole bunch of stuff coming for you guys next year. We're going to have, like we said, new adventures. The way we're going to do this is we're going to take the first 5 months of 2017 off to pre-produce all of New Adventures and get it done. We're going to release all of New Adventures in the summer of 2017. And then, over the summer and the fall, when we're releasing New Adventures, we're going to pre-produce the 2002 series. And then we'll release that next Christmas. So 1 year from now is when you guys will be hearing our 2002 cartoon reviews for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. How many episodes is 2002? Is it 10? 15? Okay. So yeah. So that's what's going to be happening there, folks. Anything else you want to say, Kev, before I...
No, just hopefully you guys have enjoyed the ride and stay tuned for this wrap-up, and hopefully we can have some last Filmation fun.
Absolutely. And for now, I am TFG1Mike
One and only OptimusSolo.
By the power and for the honor of Grayskull, you all have the power. Alright, Jen, meet Kevin. Kevin, meet Jen, even though you guys can't see each other.
Hello.
Kevin.
Hola. My name's Miguel.
Okay. Let me just check the file, and I'll call you right back and let you know if it's kosher. It should be.
Okay.
But I'll just give you a call back really quick.
Okay.
Good night, and Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, young lady.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Oh, you knew it was me all the time, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, Merry Christmas, sis.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
So that's how Christmas first came to Eternia. Not everyone celebrates Christmas, but the spirit of the Christmas season is within us all. It's a season of love and joy and caring.
And presents.
Presents are nice, Orko, but Christmas means much more than that.
I know, Adam. Christmas is a time of peace and caring and happiness.
That's right, Orko. And what would make you happiest this Christmas?
Presents.
Oh, Orko.